Shalom. I'm here with Miss Lakrita, and I'm Officer Malaka of the ISUPK under Commander Juniana. What we're here doing now is we're just going around the city asking random people just their opinion about what happened to that brother in Memphis, Tennessee, Tyre Nichols, who was senselessly beaten to death by 5 black police officers. So now, what is your take on that?
It's been a lot of this going on. I mean, I just happened to see it. I've been hearing about it, and I just happened to turn on the news and seen it. It's senseless. It don't make sense. It's just too much going. You know, it's enough. Enough is enough. It's just too much of this going on. I felt sorry for him because he was calling out his mother's name. You know, so I seen where they had tased him. You know, they had tased him. I seen them beating and kicking him, and I said it's bad. Plus, it was 2 black police.
In total, it was 5.
But 2 of them were black, right?
All 5 of them were black men.
They were all black?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sadder. That's sadder.
Yes, ma'am.
Blacks killing blacks.
Yes, ma'am. With that blue uniform on.
Yeah.
So is the problem in the America in that uniform, or is the problem the race of the cops? It seems like it seems like the race of those police officers don't matter.
Yeah,
we've had Mexican police officers killed Philando Castile. You had black police officers murder another black man. You had white police officers since the 50s murder black people. So it seems like that it's the uniform and not the race of the people in the uniform. Would you agree with that?
Yeah,
I would.
absolutely.
Yes.
So what would your solution be to combat that then?
Oh, God.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you've probably seen police brutality for a long time here.
Yeah.
And you're from here in Kansas City?
Yeah.
And you've seen it happen right here in your home city.
Yes.
And so what would be your solution to combat that?
Ooh, I need some help on that. Sideline.
It ain't
What
gonna
the
get no better. It's
solution?
not gonna get no better. It's been like that for hundreds of years, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
It's been like that for hundreds of years.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
not gonna get any better. They need an organization to stop all this stuff, you know, which I know they do. And they need some counseling,
Yes, ma'am.
some monthly counseling, which would probably help the community.
Well, if I may, go ahead, please. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, okay. Since you said the counseling, what about before becoming a police, they need to take on some kind of program to help them deal with all this on the outside?
Well, if I may, they have those in place already. After the George Floyd, that changed a lot in America. In fact, some cities actually defunded their police system.
Oh,
and
really?
even though the police are defunded in some parts of America, we still get murdered senselessly.
Yeah.
With all the counseling, with all the organizations that's supposed to help police not kill black people, better foreign affairs, they still kill the weak. They still kill the poor. They still unalive and murder senselessly innocent blacks, Hispanics, and
You think
Indians.
it's the big head?
With
They
all
get
of the
head,
organization,
they get the
with
big
all
head.
of the counseling, with all of the defunding. If the issue isn't the race and the issue is that uniform responds to America. That's the police officers in America. So does that mean that who they represent is unethical? Does that mean who they represent isn't righteous, isn't justice? Would you agree?
But what could you do about it if, you know,
Well, if
you
I-
got to wear the uniform?
Right, and those uniform represents who? The uniform represents who?
It's supposed to be the police. They're supposed to help us.
And the police
when we're in
represents who? America. And so if they represent America and they're unjust, doesn't that reflect on America?
Yes.
So wouldn't you agree that
Yes.
America is unjust?
Yes.
So do you believe?
Put it like that.
Yes, ma'am. Well, do you agree that then if America is unjust, don't you think that blacks and Hispanics should just separate from America so we don't receive the punishment that America has?
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
So you think we should still
No.
join together with America? You still believe in Dr. King's dream even after Philando Castile?
yes,
You believe in Dr.
yes.
King's dream even after
Yes.
Tyre Nichols? Even after slavery, even after the Spanish conquistadors, even after the North American Indians been brutalized by America who say they believe in God, we still
But where
should
can
join
you go?
together?
I mean, where do you want
Well, let me clarify. By
When you
separating,
said separating,
I don't
where do you
mean.
want us to-
Well, when I say separate, I mean the separation that's in the Bible. I don't mean I don't mean separating like leaving America for another land. I mean to take our spirit out of America.
Right.
I mean to stop celebrating American holidays. I mean to stop doing the things that America prescribes for blacks and Hispanics to do, like homosexuality. That's something that America allows everybody to do. Like the free will that America allows for everybody. The Bible
Okay.
has laws and structure and order and ethics. Do you think we should separate in that regard from America? Do you think we should take our spirit out of America and stop celebrating birthdays and holidays?
I don't want to do that because I like to celebrate birthdays and holidays and stuff. Do you think that's
You know who
good?
else love to do it? Those 5 black officers that beat
I
that brother
know.
Tyre Nichols to death. They also love to do that too. The Spanish conquistadors, they love celebrating that day too. You know who else did? The oppressors who enslaved our forefathers. They love to celebrate 4th of July too. While they were whipping us in slavery on the 4th of July in 1776. They love to celebrate those days too. The oppressors who murder us every day in the streets, that's not on camera, they love to celebrate those days too. So should we not be anything like them? Or should we just be a little bit like them, but not a lot of bit like them?
A little bit like them because I never thought that far ahead
Right.
on this.
Right.
When you start bringing up all the holidays and separating,
Right.
we should. I never thought that far ahead.
Yes, ma'am. You can get a
I
little
just,
closer like that.
you know, I never thought that far ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would have to kind of think about that.
Are you a
You
God-fearing woman?
Yes.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
So you believe in the
I don't-
Bible?
Yes, I don't go to church as much as I used to go,
Well, that's
but
good.
I do because I work.
I understand.
You know,
Well, listen, those
just got off of work.
those
I'm
5
tired.
police officers that murdered that
Yeah.
brother in Memphis, guess what else they were? They were Christian. You know what America is?
Dang.
America is a Christian country. The Spanish conquistadors that conquered South and Central America and murdered all of the indigenous people to nearly extinction, they were Christians too. That brutalized the North American Indians. George Washington, not only did he have the first Thanksgiving of murdering North American Indians, the day after he murdered North American Indians, he thanked God. He was a Christian. What God is it that they serve to allow them to beat men senselessly to death? What God is it that Quentin Lucas serves to make it illegal for you to be poor in Missouri, to be homeless in Missouri?
Right.
Do you think
Yeah,
that we
that's
should
true.
stay joining together with them in their religion, or should we separate and obey God?
Oh, you done got me at a standstill. We still gotta obey God.
But we can love America too?
But the separation, all of this, the separating, and you know,
It scares you to
it's
think about
scared,
separating?
yeah,
Do you know what to do without America?
I don't know what I would, you know. I never
That's an
thought
honest
that
answer.
far.
Give the sister a
Yeah.
hand because that's honesty. And I'm gonna tell you
I don't
something,
know what
sis.
I would do.
Listen, don't feel bad. You know, it's a lot of black people in positions of leadership that don't know what they would do without America. Like Korah
I know.
and Dathan and the princes of the assembly in the Bible, they didn't know what to do without Egypt.
Right.
Like Caiaphas, who didn't know what to do without Rome. So he sold Christ out for a morsel of meat, for
Right.
2 silver pennies, just so Christ could die and the Roman Empire stand. A lot of our leaders don't know what to do. That's
Yeah.
why we shouldn't listen to them. They should listen to leaders who know what they do, like Commander Juniana.
That's
He's
right.
the leader of our school. He knows what to do. He's not in a standstill about separating and joining America. He's separated fully from America, and so have we in the Israelite School UPK. We separated fully. We don't celebrate their holidays. We don't eat their pork. We don't commit their sins. We don't have sex with their women. We are completely separated from America, and we don't have to leave to do it. We just simply obey God, and we don't get senselessly beaten by cops. We don't take we don't partake in the sins of America. So now we are excluded from all of the punishment that they're going to receive. So now knowing that there's a man by the name of Commander Juniana that saves the lives of God's people, do you think that we now should separate from America, leave that sin alone, leave LGBTQ and alternative lifestyles alone, leave holidays alone, leave voting alone, and serve God? Or do you think that you can have your cake and eat it too?
That's a tough question
I understand.
because everything you say, I do. I celebrate birthdays,
Right.
Christmas.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I celebrate all them things that I never thought that far ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
But you still want to do right by God.
Absolutely.
But I have to think on that. I just can't give up
I understand.
an answer like that because that's excuse the French, that's a hell of a question.
Oh, no sweat. I understand. Yes, ma'am. I understand.
That is. So I don't want to say one thing and then do something else. It's just a big thought. I would really, really have to think about it. But I understand what you're saying.
Yes, ma'am. Well, do you think that? Oh, go ahead, please.
And if I may, sis, can I ask you a question? Just a real
Okay.
simple question.
Okay.
What's more important, the laws of God or the laws of America?
Maybe both. The laws of God and America, because we still have to obey the laws here.
That's
you
true,
know,
but if America says you can be a homosexual and God says you can't, then who do we obey, America or God?
God, you have to choose. I mean, you have
You got
to
to do
choose.
what?
You have to choose.
Okay.
You know, which one?
You have to make a decision.
Yeah.
You have to do
Yeah.
what, sis? Make a decision?
Yeah.
Well, can we make the decision as a people to separate? Do you think that separating would save that brother Tyre Nichols' life? If those cops would have never been joined together with America, thanks to Dr. King, they would have never had an opportunity to murder that brother Tyre Nichols, right or wrong.
Yeah.
So don't you think that separating is the ultimate solution?
I mean, when you say separate, you just saying separate from every.
From the lust that America provides to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The way Egypt and Rome did, the way the Greeks did, the way the Nazis did to the so-called Jewish. You know about the Jewish in Nazi Germany, right? You know about World War II. You know about the Jewish community. The Jewish community, they're separate.
You got me at a standstill now.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. But the Jewish community, they're separated from Nazi Germany. They don't even buy Mercedes-Benzes because they're manufactured in Germany. Now, with that type of level of separation, the so-called Jewish nation, they're on the top of every totem pole in education, in resources, in inventions, and land, and grants, and money, all of it because they separated. The Arabs can come over here and get millions of dollars with chicken joints in black neighborhoods. The Chinese can have municipalities in DC called Chinatown that belongs to them, where they live and do business and they're able to live peacefully, while America are enemies with China. They still can come over here and separate, and their people don't have to worry about getting murdered like Tyre Nichols.
Yeah.
Knowing that, should we join America or should we separate from America?
Okay, now, is this dealing with jobs too, like where you work? Because you may work with.
That's okay. You can slave for the oppressor. You can work at his job. But that money that you make and you take home, who do you give that money to? Do you give it
My
right
bills?
back? Well, I'm saying, do you give it back to the oppressor, or do you use it to help brothers and sisters that sleep under a bridge? Do you use it to help the men that do the work of the Lord in the Israelite School UPK? Do you use it to help brothers and sisters get jobs? Or do you use it to buy clothes that are manufactured by the oppressor? Do you use it for the oppressor's military?
Well, you got
or his
me there.
police? What do you use your money for? You can work for whoever you want to work for. You can slave for whoever you want to slave for. But what are you using your time and your resources on? That's the question you have to ask.
I'm old, so I do a lot of sleeping. I work, I go home.
Yes, ma'am.
I take care of my grandkids. I pay bills.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, yes, I do buy clothes. I go out and eat. You know, I do
Right.
that.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I'm not young anymore, so I don't do what I used to.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that's all the money I got to do with it.
Yes, ma'am. I understand. Nigga, we poor. We're poor in America, and I understand. That brother was poor that was murdered in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's it.
It's more to it than money than separating from America. I know that's our first instinct is money. But what I mean by separating in the Bible is your spirit. You don't have to separate. You have to buy. You have to eat.
I just have to just like
you have to eat
and
be clothed. So you have to spend money with oppressors for food and clothes. But what are you doing every day to benefit America? That's what you have to ask yourself. That's how you join America, if you benefit America. We don't benefit America. America hates us. They label us a hate group here in the UPK. You know why they label us a hate group? Because we use our resources, our time, and our money to save God's people. Right. That's why we're hated. We don't murder anybody. We don't rape anybody. In fact, we teach against rape because it's a law in the Bible. We teach against eating pork. It's a law in the Bible. Had everybody been in the UPK, nobody would have got COVID-19.
Right.
People got COVID-19 because of unlawful eating practices that are not prescribed by God. We don't do any of those things. I understand. You're Christian, and I understand. There's no sweat, sis. Don't feel bad about it. Here's what you have to realize. That brother Tyre Nichols and those cops, if we never joined America and followed Dr. King's dream, this would have never happened. With that being said, sis, we don't need to join together with America. You understand? We need to leave. When I say leave, take your spirit and soul out of America.
Well, I don't want to say right now what I'm doing because y'all done hit me with all of this.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is something new.
Yes,
I would
ma'am.
have to think about it because I never heard it the way that you're saying it, like separating America from, I never heard it like that.
Yes,
the way that you're putting it.
Yes, ma'am.
So that done caught me a little off guard. So
well, no, what I understand.
I don't like what's going on, but I never went this deep
Yes, ma'am.
into it.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, so yeah. I don't know what I would do. I would have to think about it.
Yes, ma'am. There's no sweat. We're glad that you.
I would have to think.
Yes, ma'am. We're glad that you spent this time with us to let us do this interview with you, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
it.
Lakrita.
Miss Lakrita, we definitely appreciate it, Miss Lakrita.
Thank you, Miss
Thank you.
Lakrita.
I don't know if I've been helped saying this crazy woman.
Oh,
No.